Ina, come on up here, Ina. What a great day! What a great Mama and her youths.
Alright. So I can't sing, so I'm not gonna sing for you guys. I'm taking a shower and the air is fresh. But I'm gonna give you this. Misguided into a perception of love, creating what we think we deserve. That street value of unconditional love. The affection of no limitations, withstanding all weathered conditions. This mystical woman, the ride or die. The hood girl's dream to give love and feel appreciated, regardless of the dangers, standing by her man's illicit behavior. A rush of entitlement, a sense of empowerment, crowning the mass deception of his power. Let me repeat myself. Crowning the mass deception of his power. Managing the ice cream shop to enhance his rock-slaying secret slayer of the dawn. Jail time spent on a line of collect calls, chain letters, and unmissed visits, all to provide him with that thug loving. Tools packed in purses, bullets the size of lipstick, colors sealed with silence. The system has it all wrong. Can justice be that blind? Is reality really defined by one's perception? So my name is Ina Pap, and I'm the founder of a nonprofit organization called May. I'm gonna pace, because that's what I do, and I'm gonna kick your ass for separating us like this. So, I grew up in Alexandra Park, community housing. I was surrounded by drugs, alcoholism, prostitution, single parenthood. And everyone always asks me, where does your story start? I'm gonna hit you guys with something. My baby father was murdered in 2005, but that's not where my family and my life started. It started when my grandparents escaped the Hungarian Revolution in the early 60s. I was raised with my mother and my grandparents. Growing up in that household, it was something for me. And I have to excuse myself, and little kids plug your ears. I was the nigger baby. That's what my grandmother called me. I was the black sheep, literally and figuratively speaking. So I was named Ina after my paternal grandmother, who was born in Jamaica. She was a go-go dancer. She sold lingerie while she was fighting breast cancer and ended up as a dancer in the movie Cleopatra with Liz Taylor. Who would have thought, right? My childhood spiraled as I witnessed my father abuse my mother and her strength to finally leave. My foundation was rarely solid. I was a cutter in my teenage years, and that's what I did to cope. My grandfather was an alcoholic, and I stole his alcohol, and that's how I coped as well. That's how I found refuge. I found refuge in a gangster. Him and I grew up together, 8 years, 2 boys, and I must say, you know what, as much as my kids give me hell, I'm blessed, because they're good kids. Nathan and Javon, 19 and 16 years old. So my 19-year-old graduated from high school. When he was supposed to graduate from high school, there was no dropping out of my house. Pro soccer player, my younger one, football player, top 100 in Canada. Yeah. I'm boosting them. They're like, no, stop. No, I'm not stopping there. So, 2 boys, we had guns pulled on us. We can still smile through that pain. My baby father was Canada's most wanted in 2003. He was acquitted because the head witness changed her story. In 2005, he was murdered. So, when I say things spiraled, things went up, things went down. I drank to cope. That's what I did. Do I drink now? Yeah, I have a good time and do my thing. So that person that I supported, do I regret those things? I regret certain things, but there's always a price to pay when you're supporting someone at that street value. So I went to college. I graduated George Brown in 2007 as a career counselor, and that wasn't enough for me. So I started cleaning houses, and that was my therapy, and that's how I put some extra money in my pocket. I couldn't sit in front of a counselor and tell them my story and explain the shit that I went through. So I was cleaning houses, and as much as it sounds like, oh my God, you're cleaning someone's house, like, are you kidding me? I turned that into a business. So now I hire women who want to put some extra money in their pocket and fight the system their own kind of way. That's what I'm doing. Now, as I go back to being that founder of the nonprofit organization, our mission is to inspire and empower single mothers and their children. I'm the founder, my boys are the co-founders. It started by a quote, thank you, Eddy, that no one knows a true hustle like a single mom does. Do I got that right? No one knows a true hustle like a single mom does. And I put that on a t-shirt and I sold it, and that's how I was making money, so my son can go to his prep football school. So, I guess I learned some good things from a hustler at the end of the day. So our mission is to inspire and empower single mothers and their children by creating socially conscious programming, honoring individuality, while building confidence, leadership skills through mentoring. And what I wanted to do was incorporate journaling into our programming because no one writes anymore. And going through my stuff, I found that writing, it saved me. This way I can put my stuff on a piece of paper and no one's judging me. So what we want to do right now is work with even the youngest at 6 years old up to being a mom. Self-esteem, body image, basic self-skills, self-life skills, anti-bullying, empowerment. And with the women, we want employment, self-exploration, and then let's revisit that self-esteem because we always have to revisit that. Within the last year, I was working with Real Talk, Real Solutions. Chucky, thank you. Hey. So Real Talk, Real Solutions is a community dialogue that's a partner with Peace Builders. So Peace Builders, they support youth who are in conflict with the justice system and helping them navigate through that stuff. So what we've been doing, and Nathan has been a junior facilitator for that, we're bringing youth from St. Jamestown, Regent Park, Alexander Park. Those are the beefing neighborhoods. We're bringing them together and basically talking about the stuff that they deal with in their community, helping them through their trauma, how can they help others through their trauma, and at the end of the day, realizing that we're all one. In closing, I want to thank Eddy for doing this, the Hope, my boys, my niece, my mom, finally coming to one of my talks. And my good friend Martin, he's been around and here's my stuff. Again, everyone was talking about that village, and I actually have it written down, and it's funny, it's that village. It's not, it takes a village to raise a child. No one's doing that anymore. We need to reunite that village so we can start raising our kids properly. So all the moms that are busting their butts every day, and the kids that are sitting back leaving their damn bags of chips on the ground and not cleaning it up in the living room, you need to start doing that shit, all right? Cleaning up your socks. It's just those little things. Just pick it up and put it in the hamper. Don't put it beside the hamper, right? Come on now. I'm calling you out. So anyways, thank you everyone. Thank you, Chucky. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. What a powerful story. Thank you for being so transparent and open and honest and real. Man, that's just realness when I see you and I listen to you. So and you have a village. It's amazing that your whole family and support staff. Look at these two young men right there, man.